Greetings. My name is Alaenura, and I'm here today to connect with you on this very beautiful sunny day in London town. I really just want to share about this period that we've been in for a few years now. This adjustment into moving into the old, and before we're able to move into the old, it's so important for us to be able to purge and to clear the past. And this is really the process that we're still going through. So a lot of the aspects of the old is still being culled, as within as without. So not just what's happening in the world, which is clearly ongoing, with so much suffering happening and so much change and turmoil, which unfortunately, there's always a certain amount of loss or suffering that happens as a consequence of moving into the new. And of course, this is also something that's happening within each and every one of us on some level, should we allow ourselves to let go of resistance of this change. So yes, so this internal shift, or this internal cull, is really allowing us to let go, or encouraging us to let go of attachments energetically, attachments in terms of people, attachments in terms of identity roles, attachment in terms of feeling that you can't live without something. So that would be people, addictions, situations, circumstances, really coming to terms with who you are without any of these attachments, because really there is no separation. And so many people for quite a few years now have lost lots of things that they believed were who they were, in terms of their home and their jobs and their relationships, and this is still going on. And it's a very, very difficult process, because we were trained to esteem to having these particular things, and the truth of the matter is that when they leave us, then that's when we actually start struggling with that and resist and stick our heels in and find it difficult to let go. Okay, but truly, when we think about it, we're born free of attachment, and the only real main connection that we end up creating is that with our mother. So there are a lot of mother issues, and that's to do with survival and connection with source, which of course we can find with the planet. But as we evolve and as we grow, even the connections that we have with our parents are really important, because whatever we were taught or told by our parents in terms of who we are as human beings has become a condition in itself within us. And for us to step into our true sovereignty, it's really important for us to acknowledge who we are without that umbrella energy. For those of us who've actually lost our parents, and then we need to sever the cords somehow and know that our parents are there to support us and are supporting us from the unseen realms, and they have now become our ancestors. And as someone so kindly said to me a few years ago, after I lost my mother, and I'd lost my father about 10 years prior to that, if not longer, was that my mother was now behind me, and all my ancestors were now behind me, and they were behind me and I was in front. So I was now the one who was leading, who was now having this experience, who was now heading the task force or the lineage of all the ancestors, all of those who have come and gone. Sorry about that sound. And so that really helped me actually to step into my sovereignty, and it really is an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing process for us to be completely in our sovereignty, and that can be quite difficult if you're a parent or if you're in a relationship, to of any sort for that matter, to completely know who you are from the inside out without any external influence. Of course, as human beings, we are communal beings, and we communicate, and we're here to have relationship with one another. It's necessary for us to function as a species, for sure. But at the same time, we have a relationship with ourselves. We are the ones that we wake up with in the morning, and we are the ones who we go to bed with at night. So we're living and residing within our own body. So yes, so we're really here talking about letting go and surrendering. It's a form of death. It's a form of cull. We are culling these aspects of us that do not belong to us. Okay, these attachments. Some people have also been having really deep emotional processes and feeling like there's an attachment of sorts. And quite often this comes from absorbing energy from other people, or from and grounding that within the system, within the body matrix, by slipping into some sort of mental loop. And that helps to anchor it, because as soon as the mental loop starts going, then that reactivates and reinforces the anchorage of that emotional field that happens within the body, particularly around the stomach or the navel area, what I now know as the cauldron. And this cauldron, this energy here, this energy field around the solar plexus, is this movement of all these different emotions. And when they're out of balance, that's when we start feeling and experiencing some sort of discord or some sort of unease. Okay, probably because of the imbalance there of a certain type of energy in motion, or that has hijacked that area, making you feel uneasy. So whenever, just take a deep breath here. Whenever you feel out of balance, it's really important to anchor your centeredness, to go back into the centeredness, to center yourself, and to still yourself from the inside out. To remember that you're safe and that you're in your sovereignty, and you have everything you need at this time to function within this beautiful, huge, and sometimes traumatic shift. What comes from the end of situations comes new beginnings, and before these new beginnings happen, there's often some sort of breakdown before there's some sort of breakthrough. And I really do encourage you, if you have the space and people around you to assist you and to not make you wrong, to continue to expand through these breakthroughs or breakdowns, and know that you're safe in that space. To remember to breathe, to also remember to drink as much water and to stay hydrated is very important, and to be mindful of what you put into your body as well, for this to happen. There really is no right or wrong here. I mean, these are tools that will help you through this process. Okay, remember that you are the author of your own script. You have the authority over all the various realms that you exist within: the emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical. So these are areas that are your domain to do something with, to be with. Okay, this is definitely a time now where we're experiencing or acknowledging areas in regard to our mortality beyond the veils of illusion. So that in itself also can bring up some resistance, because there has been so much sheen or so much celluloid attached to what it means to being human and make believe. And yet the truth of who we really are for some people is a little bit much to bear. So it's important for us to really allow ourselves to be in nature and to be around the core aspects of who we are, and really allow feelings and emotions to come up. Or then just to ground yourself, if you go to a hill or a mountain or by a river or something, and really tune into the primordial aspects of who you are as this beautiful human incarnation, this human being, this spiritual being having this wonderful human experience. You know, that there really is no separation. You are this incredible timeless being. We are having this incarnation, and we have had so many incarnations time and time again. There really is no separation. We're here to really remember that and to anchor that, so we don't go into fear or into panic. At the same time, with all the various changes that are happening in the world and will continue to happen, it's also important to know that there's only so much you can do. You know, there's no point in getting completely affected by this, by what's happening in the world or what may happen in the world, because no one actually knows what will happen, though change is definitely happening. To not anchor into that idea of fear attached to change, but to really allow yourself to anchor into your center, into your true groundedness, so you can open up to receiving the wisdom and the inner tuition, the intuition of what is required of you at this time. Okay, I'm going to leave this with you for now. I wish you well, and I love you. I may come back with something else a little bit later, but now I have to go and meet with a beloved friend of mine. Namaste. My name is Alaenura. I love you. I see the God in you. Be still. Be still. Observe what is going on from the inside out. Breathe into all what comes through you. Just breathe into it, you know, and find stillness. Find peace within you. Namaste.